Hi guys, it's Sheila Shimmers. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna have a very exciting video. I'm using glitter. I have full glam on. It's such a cool video. I love this look. I honestly just fell in love with it so much. But this one is kind of something as an inspiration for homecoming. I feel like it's around the corner and a lot of people are just looking to see what they're gonna wear and just looking for things, you know, inspiration, ideas, and stuff like that. So I really wanted to do a look that I would wear if I was going to homecoming. So I really hope that you guys enjoy this video, and before we start, please don't forget to subscribe below, and let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to try to run through the brows really quickly because I feel like brows are so boring, and honestly everybody has the stuff that they like. Some people prefer a pomade, some people prefer a pencil, and I really like this eyebrow sculpt automatic pencil from Kiko Milano. I've been using this non-stop for like 2 months. This one is in the shade 05, which is brunette, but they do have a couple of different shades, and I just think it's so great. It's not too waxy or too soft, and it just like seals your brows and they last all day. So I'm just filling them out and kind of creating a little bit of the arc towards my brow bone because I definitely don't have that part right there. I don't really grow a lot of hairs in that part. So that's what I like to do, and I think it looks really nice. And after I've done that, I'm just going to go with my P. Louise base, and this one is in the shade 02. I love using this one. I use this every time I'm going to use something like a fall look or something very colorful because it is honestly the best base that there is. I don't know if the Anastasia Beverly Hills one that they just released has any similarity to this one because I haven't tried it, but they do look very alike. So if you have that one, you can use that as well. But if you do have a concealer at home, you can definitely just mimic what I'm doing with this. So basically I'm just putting it all over my lids and kind of carving out my brow, and then I just go in and pat it with a stippling brush, and I don't set it with any powder. I just go in with the shadow right after. So I'm not trying to go in too much detail about the things that I'm using today just because I want to make this video very simple, quick, and to the point. But the palette that I'm going to be using is a Jaclyn Hill palette with Morphe. I love this one. I don't think this is like the best palette that I do have, but honestly I do enjoy using this one a lot, and I feel like a lot of you guys do have it, so that's why I picked this one, so I know it's something that you guys can like use at home. I wanted to make this video very easy to follow. You probably won't have all the products that I do have. If you do have them, great, but if you don't, you can definitely just interchange with stuff that you have at home that's just similar in texture or whatever. So I'm going to start with this shade right here. They do not have names, so I'm so sorry about that, but this is what I'm going to start with. I'm going to take this one right from the outer corner, and then I'm going to move it towards the crease once I'm done kind of blending it out on the outer part. This is a very dark color, and I know I'm starting very dark, but don't be afraid. As much as you blend and kind of keep it really low on the eyes, you'll be okay, as long as you don't bring it too far towards your brow. Just make sure that the brush that you pick is very small. This one is from Morphe, is very affordable, so if you are looking for a new brush, this one is the Morphe 514. I also recommend the 506, especially if you have very small lids. So I'm blending this out on the outer part, and notice I'm not really blending it out on the top. I'm going to leave that for later, but I'm just going to bring it in towards the crease. I have a lot of texture on my lid, so I find it really helpful to just go on circular motions, not really moving the brush from where it is, but kind of like just doing circular motions on the same spot. And I do think that the shadow just spreads evenly that way, and it just blends out better. It also like intensifies the actual color, so I think it just looks really nice. I'm taking the Morphe 506 with this shade right here, and I'm going to be blending everything out with that one. So what I like to do right now is kind of go over it and kind of slowly blend it out from the outer part towards the middle. I want this look to be like very dreamy and like pinkish with like lots of glitter. That's what I'm thinking. Not something like too dramatic and colorful, but like very delicate and dreamy. So once I'm done doing this, I'm actually going to go back onto that other color, and I'm just going to intensify it just a tiny little bit. I'm just going to fast forward that part though, because like I said, I don't want to make it a million years. I'm going to be taking this shade right here and putting this one on my brow bone. This is getting me super excited. I kind of want to go to homecoming myself for now. I actually grew up in the Dominican, so we didn't have any kind of like this events. that you guys have here, and it just makes me super excited when I see like people, you know, posting their pictures and getting all dressed up. So I'm stopping right there. I'm going back onto my P. Louise space, and I'm just doing kind of a semi-cut crease. So I'm just going to start at the beginning and like draw a line following the shape of my lid. So when you do this, you want your outline to be very wet, so you want to make sure your brush has concealer on both sides, so that way your outline is very fresh and has a lot of product on it. If it's too dry, once you put the shadow over top, it's kind of like going to look a little faded, and it's not going to look as sharp as you want it to look, so make sure that your brush is wet enough. Now I'm going to go back onto the darker shade, and I'm just going to kind of pack that on the outer corner. I'm going with the same brush that I was using, the 514 from Morphe. And I'm just tapping this shade. And I feel like this way you can definitely blend this out a lot easier. You want to pack this on with as much shadow as you can. Don't be afraid to put too much, and you'll see how it'll just start blending. So you can see right there, with no effort, this is actually looking really, really pretty. And it's just blending out really easy. If you want at the end, you can just blend it in. But I feel like the tapping motion definitely works a lot better than anything else I've ever tried. I'm going to be setting this concealer with just a matte shadow, and I'm going to be taking just this one on the outer corner right here. Now I'm taking a little bit of glitter with my glitter glue from Too Faced, and NYX also has a really, really good one, so check that one out if you're looking for something a little bit inexpensive. I do have this bulk glitters right here. I have tons of colors, and they are actually only $1, so check out their website. I'm going to link it down below. These are cosmetic glitters, so they're safe to use in the eyes, but honestly just use whatever you have at home. You can also look for one of those glitter toppers, and you can just use that instead. I don't know if to go for something like super pinkish and like girly, or to go for something like a little bit more of this. If I use this one, it's going to be very monochromatic, but I kind of like that. I think I'm going to go with this one. This one is called Blushes Pink. And I'm just going to be using the same flat brush that I was using. I'm going to put this on the back of my hand, and taking just a flat brush, I'm going to dig into this, put it over top of this semi-cut crease that we created, and then I'm just going to jump into the glitter. I'm going with this eyeliner from Hank & Henry, and I really, really like it. I kind of wanted to do an eyeliner today because I think it's going to look so cute with this look. Hopefully it won't, like, you know, damage the whole glitter thing. So I'm going to start. Alright, so that is it for the eyes. I'm going to be taking this off, and we're going to move on to the face. So far I really like this look. Let's move on to the face. That eye part wasn't as short as I wanted it to be, so let's just move on. I'm going to be using two primers today. I think I'm going to be using the Tarte Smoothing Primer, which is a pore filling one. You definitely want to make sure that if you have any texture, you do use a pore filling primer before you use like your regular one. So this one I'm only going to put kind of underneath my eyes where I have my problem areas. I'm going to be using the Milk Hydro Grip Primer as well. If you want something from the drugstore, the Wet n Wild Water Drop Primer is very similar and comparable to this one. I wouldn't say it's a dupe, but it's very, very good. So you can check that one out. I like this one because it's very sticky, so I feel like my foundation will stick really nice to it. I'm going to be using the Born This Way by Too Faced today. This one I have in the shade Natural Beige. The reason I like this foundation so much is because it's very long lasting. It's super full coverage, and it only lasts all day. If you hear my puppy yawning, I'm so sorry. He's so sleepy right now. He's been doing that. But honestly, this foundation is gorgeous. It is not like on the most expensive side of the spectrum, so if you can splurge on something, I would definitely recommend splurging either on an eyeshadow palette or a foundation. So I'm just going to be using some concealer. I'm going to go with the Save Bet, and I'm going to be using the Tarte Shape Tape. I have two shades here. I have a light medium honey and medium. I might use light medium honey on right underneath my eyes and then medium on the outer parts of the eye. So I'm going to start with light medium honey, and this one is just very light. I'm going to put this one on my forehead and on my nose and right here. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but the foundation on my face is a little warmer than the rest of my skin, so I just want to kind of balance it out. So I'm putting, this one is medium underneath, and I'm just going to be blending this out now. When I'm doing something like this, I like to go with a little bit of a liquid bronzer just because I feel like it looks a little bit more natural once you blend it out. So I'm going to be using the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer in the shade 09. You can also use any cream contour that you have at home. That would work as well. And you don't have to use cream. I just think that it looks a little bit more natural, and that's why I like it. I'm going to be blending this out with this Real Techniques brush. This one, I don't think it has an actual name. It says buffing brush, I think. This concealer dries really quickly, so you want to make sure that you're working as fast as you're putting it down. So I wouldn't recommend going with the whole face as I did. I would probably just go one side at a time because I did struggle a little bit on this side. I feel like it doesn't look as smooth as this one just because by the time I got to this side, it was a little bit dried up. So my face is looking very warm and like contoured, so I really like that. I think it looks really stunning. I'm just going to be blending this out with a smaller brush. Now we're going to go ahead and set the whole face, and for this I'm going to be using one powder that I discovered recently. This one is by Haley's Beauty. It's honestly such a good powder. It is honestly amazing. You guys are going to see how well this smooths out my face. It makes everything last all day. It makes everything really cohesive. I feel like the powder is not drying whatsoever, so if you do have dry skin, don't be afraid to use this. I have dry skin. I have the driest skin, and this works really well for me. So this one is actually a little bit on the yellow side, so if you are more on the fair side, I would be a little bit careful. You could probably get away with using this one, but it just has a little bit of a yellow tint. So I just wanted to mention that. I'm using this palette by LA Girl. This one is called Bright Beam Babe, and they release these in the summer. I feel like they're such great palettes. They do bring 2 contour shades and 4 highlights. I'm not going to be using the highlights. I'm just going to be using the 2 contour shades and kind of mixing them together. For blush, I'm going with the Alamar Cosmetics Colorete Blush Trio, and I'm using this shade right here. I'm going to be using this Artiste Couture highlight. This one is in the shade Purple Dream, and it's their Diamond Glow Powder. I only use this for like special occasions. Like, I'm scared to be done with it because I'm pretty sure this shade is no longer available. I'm going to be putting a little bit of mascara just to prepare my top lashes for the eyelashes that I'm going to be putting on. I'm going to be using the Telescopic Carbon Black Mascara by L'Oreal. I've been using this non-stop. I really like it. I also have just a black version of it, and I think it's really nice as well. So while this dries, I'm going to be finishing up under my eyes, and I'm going to be using just this shade right here, and I'm going to be just smoking this out underneath my eyes. I think that's it for that. I'm just going to be putting a little bit of mascara. I think we can move on to lashes now. I'm going to be using this Tati Lashes 3D Luxury Mink Lashes. That is how they look like right there. These look amazing. I feel like they're so perfect for the occasion because I wanted something super dramatic. The glue that I'm using is from Jacob Beauty. I really like this one. You can use a black one if you want to. I feel like those last a little bit longer, but obviously you run the risk of, you know, making your makeup a little bit messy. But honestly, these lashes are so beautiful. Guys, these are so dreamy. Oh my gosh. I really like this. They're definitely heavy. My eyes are definitely closing. Look, it's almost complete. It is gorgeous. I really love this. I'm going to be pairing these two things together for my lips. This one is the NYX lip liner in the shade Mahogany, and this one is a Huda Beauty liquid matte lipstick in the shade Wifey. Alright guys, look is complete. Of course, we can't miss the final touch, which is setting spray. So just make sure that you have a setting spray that will last all night. There's so many good ones in the drugstore. There's a Milani setting spray. There's a Wet n Wild one that's about $4. The Catrice one is really nice as well. There's other ones like Mac Fix Plus that I think is my favorite. The Urban Decay All Nighter. I also really like the Morphe one as well. So just make sure that you have a really good setting spray that will hold your makeup on all night and you are set to go. Honestly, if you follow this tutorial, I feel like you're gonna have such a pretty look because I love this. You can incorporate all the colors that you want and change them up. So I think it's a really cute look. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video and it gave you an idea or some inspiration for your homecoming look. And thank you so much for watching. As always, please don't forget to subscribe below and like this video, and I will see you guys on my next one. Bye!